We're at Doune and we're at the Hill Climbing Classic Car Show. I'm here with Jonathan Hislop. We've got a very interesting car for you to have a look at. This is a D-Type Le Mans replica. Can you tell us a wee bit about it, Jonathan?
Yes, it's a short nose D-Type based on the Stirling Moss Le Mans 1954 car. This one's got a 3.8 engine in it, coupled to a 4-speed box with an overdrive. But we've got independent rear suspension, where the original car, the 54 car, had solid back axles, so at least we can ride over the potholes and things.
Is there any chance having a wee look at the under the bonnet? This is what everybody's always wanting to see. Now this car, although it came to the show today, last weekend it was down at Brooklands for the Jaguar centenary. That's over 100 years in the celebration of Jaguar cars. So this car's been down there and back up again. So it's done a bit of travelling in the last couple of weeks.
So this is a 3.8 with the triple 45 Webers, and if you want to pop around the other side, you'll see that this has the side exhaust like the C-Type.
Okay. Not the type of car you see every day. It's good to have it on the stand at the Jaguar Drivers Club. It always draws plenty of people to come and see it. It's an interesting car and part of the Jaguar legend. Certainly keeps people interested. Just have a wander down the side and you can see the remarkable D-Type. Actually, even if you have a look in the cockpit, you'll be quite surprised how little room there is in there. And also, when you think about it, back in the day when they were racing these at Le Mans, not a lot of space.
Wet carpet because of the rain.
Well, that's right. There's no roof, no windscreen wipers, no heater.
No heater, no.
I can remember that, yeah. Well, Jonathan, thanks for talking to us.
That's all.
Well, we'll have a wee look over here, and I think we've got an interesting car for you. This is an ex-John Lyons works rally car. Very interesting car for you to see. Bobby's bought this to the show today. Can you tell us a wee bit about the car, please, Bobby?
It's an XK150. It's the 21st birthday present for John Lyons, the founder of Jaguar.
Right.
And this was his 21st birthday present from his father, William Lyons, the founder of Jaguar. He used the car in competition on various rallies, including the RAC rally, and he was second behind Appleyard, and the rest will be thankful.
That's right, yes, with that car. Yes, they were both extremely talented drivers in their day, and it's amazing the reliability that the Jaguar had then, and also the performance. This car, we're really delighted to have it here today. It's not your regular run-of-the-mill, it's an actual legend that has survived, and certainly have a look around the car, you'll see it's absolutely immaculate. Bobby's done a fantastic job, and even when you look inside the car, you can still see the build and also the curves and the shapes of the Jaguar. It's instantly recognisable as a Jaguar. What year's the car, Bobby?
1951.
1951.
February 1951.
It's amazing. It's amazing to think, that you're talking about a car that's over 70 years old, and it just looks like brand new.
It's hard to keep it looking like brand new.
I can well believe it. You've done a lot of
Believe you me.
in keeping the car in this fantastic condition.
I think it's more a testament to the guys that worked on it, like
Right.
John Brown, down in England, and it's a testament to them. And the guy who trimmed it, the hood, everything. You know, it's a really straight XK.
Yeah, it's a fantastic show exhibit. I mean, certainly it stands out, and the colour. I mean, it's a lovely colour, the green. You know, just ideal for the era car.
When I bought the car, my wife said to me, there are XKs, bronze, silver, cream, red. Why did you buy a green one?
Right.
That's the colour it was born with.
Right.
That's the colour it's staying.
All right.
Suede green.
So you actually put it back to its original colour.
When it was in Japan, it was red.
Oh, right.
Okay.
So,
But it was red when it was in Japan, and when it came back into the UK, it was still red.
so it's been all around the world then.
America, Japan, and then back to here. So it has been all over the place.
And here it is at Doune today.
Here
so
it is.
Thank you for bringing it, Bobby.
Okay.
Much obliged. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks again.
Right, so we've got Stuart here. Stuart, how are we?
Yes.
About your car. So, wow, what we got here? Give us
We got 1968 Series 1 officially on the Heritage Certificate. Open headlights, so they called it the Series 1.5.
Right. What on the side here? Yeah. The stick to V-type shape is so recognisable. I mean, it's one of the most photographed cars in the world, the E-Type.
Well, Enzo said it was the prettiest car or the best car ever designed, wasn't it?
Well, it just has that magic. You know, it's got the charisma.
Yeah,
It's
so
got the shape. It's what.
so this is a two-seater version, not the 2+2.
Right. And what year was this again?
68.
It's a 68. Right.
68 car. So
Uh-huh.
this is an original bodied car. Never
Right.
had any panels replaced.
Okay.
Totally original, just new paintwork. Recommissioned by a chap called Paul Bridges, who was Jaguar Heritage Manager
Right.
at E-Type Reborn project for 30 years.
Wow. Wow.
So he did the work. It finished second at Prescott, JDC
I was
Club
gonna-
at Prescott
I was
2019.
I was going to say that. I knew it had done very, very well
and first
in the
at-
past.
And first at Blenheim Palace 2019.
Right.
So it's you know, I'm the custodian of it for somebody for the future, I guess. So
Well,
it's
so how long have you had the car for?
3 years, 2.5, 3 years.
Yeah. And you don't usually bring it out on rainy days, so
I certainly
we're,
don't.
we're very glad you brought it here today.
It'll take me about 3 days to clean it now.
Yes, and of course we've been lucky so far. We've managed to. It's just a wee bit overcast, so
Yeah.
it stayed dry.
Yeah,
Well,
so I'm
thanks.
very lucky to win this one.
Yes. Oh, you're lucky. It's a beautiful car.
Thank
It's
you
an
very
absolute
much.
showstopper. You know.
Yeah.
Thank you for bringing it down to Doune
Thank you,
today.
Ronnie.
Yeah.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it.
Thank
Cheers.
you.
Now we've got Tom. How are you? Good, good. Well, here we are. We've got another interesting car for you. A very bright colour. Perhaps you could tell us a wee bit more about it.
Well, it's a Jaguar colour. It's the name of the colour. It's Jaguar Yellow Gold.
Okay.
I understand there's very few
No, haven't seen many.
done in that colour,
No.
and maybe why there's a few in the UK is because a lot of the cars, that coupe version was exported at the time.
Okay.
We were in a recession in the 70s, the 3-day working week, etc. And it was a bad time for Jaguar to launch a sporty car.
Sporty car.
A lot of them went abroad. You see a lot in New Zealand, Australia, and Canada, and places like that.
Yeah, you do see a lot, especially and they're all looking well because of course with the drier climates there, they don't have the same problem with
correct,
rust. So what year's yours then?
It's a 1978 car. Very fortunate. It had been, the last time it was on the road was 2001, and it had been in dry storage.
Right.
And it was part of a car collection, and an old fella down in Preston that has been sold off, and I get the chance to buy this, and the car was pretty solid. It had been Z-Barted and rust-proofed
Yes.
in its earlier years.
So
The car was
that's
good.
helped
So
it.
all the wings and everything else in the car is all original.
Right.
And we had brought the car up to Scotland, and Jamie Gibbon, Jaguar specialist over in Glasgow, at Bears Den,
Okay.
and Jamie, former Jaguar racing driver, Jaguar specialist, and he helped me to recommission the car. And basically it was the simple things, just going through the car, doing the electrics and checking everything was set as it should be, and the car went lovely. But it's only done 45,000 miles,
Right.
and I had that recorded by them, previous MOT certificates and so on. So as far as I know, it's a pretty original car. To get the car looking its best, it has had a respray in the last couple of years, and also put it through to the place in Johnston, Preserve and Protect in Johnston near Paisley, and they did the full Dinitrol treatment through the car and the chassis and bottom of the doors, etc. To get it.
And it's a two-door coupe, isn't it?
Two-door. It's the.
Do you want to have a wee bit look inside? Do you want to Don't worry about that. Film just the front part, just to get an idea of the wooden dash and the.
You say nothing's
The
been
leather
done to
seats.
the interior. It's all original. Just been cleaned up as you do.
So how often do you use it?
It's summer months driving. I
Yes.
don't winterise the car. What I tend to do is, if the weather's decent, I'll take her out. So maybe it's once a month or something through the winter, and I try and get to use it as much as possible through the summer months.
Yeah, let's give it a good run.
Yeah, loves a good run.
Well, it's like all these classic cars. When the winter time comes, you really want them off the road so they don't get the salt. The idea is to preserve them and keep them looking pristine. It makes a big difference. Well, thanks for talking to us,
Thank
Tom.
you.
Hi there, that's us. We're at Doune Hill Climbing Car Show. I'm here with Rory McKinley. We have again a rather interesting car. You may have seen it before at other car shows, but it's one of those cars that really stands out and looks a business. Rory, what can you tell us about this wonderful car?
Well, it's a 1994, it's a 95 model year XJS 4 litre convertible. So it's what, 28 years old now, and it's only just turned 18,000 miles. Just
Brilliant,
this year.
isn't it?
Look at the leather,
Yeah,
trim
it
there.
looks new,
That's
doesn't it?
Absolutely. I mean, look
It's unusual to see a white one in this country.
Yes.
Beverly Hills, they were 10 a penny, but
Right. It certainly looks like a Beverly Hills car, doesn't it? It looks like a show business car. Certainly the white and with the cream leather interior, absolutely stunning. It sees it as best, of course, with the roof off, because with the roof off, it's just
Yeah,
wonderful.
it's lovely, isn't it?
well, I put the hood down today and the sun came out, so that was quite good.
That was good. So how long have you had this for?
It's been in the family since 2000, so
Right.
it used to belong to my father. It was originally registered by Jaguar Cars as one of their own company cars. It's actually had a few owners.
Okay.
All the people that owned it, it was part of a collection, the car. But the car is absolutely as it came out of the factory. It's never had the only thing it's had is routine servicing, and the front brake calipers seized a few years ago through lack of use, so had them refurbished. Other than that, it's as it was built.
Now the other one you've got here, what year is this one?
This is a 92, so this is one of the very first of the facelift models.
Right.
This is quite a special car. I used to work for the Taggart's Motor Group, worked in the workshop itself. So when that car was new, I carried out the pre-delivery inspection on the car, fitted the number plates for the first owner. The first owner of the car was my father. He traded the car in 25 years ago. Sadly lost my dad in 2007. However, last May I tracked the car down and I went down to an auction just near Liverpool and I bought the car back.
Well done. It's very sentimental.
Very, and it was a very emotional drive home, I have to say.
How long was that you're looking for it?
I've been searching for it for about 5 years.
Right.
And I finally tracked it down, and I know a bit about these cars because I used to work on them. and I was nervous going down to the auction because I thought it's going to have all the usual problems with rust in various areas, and should I really buy it? But whoever had that car after my father, he clearly cherished the car, and it defies everything I know about them. It's in pristine condition, inside and out.
Can we have a quick look inside as well?
Of course, yeah. Have a wee look in there.
Again, I love the colour scheme with the beige there and the wood. Typical Jaguar.
Yeah.
So it's finished in diamond blue.
Leather and walnut.
Yep. And this is quite an interesting document. So that's the service record. And going back to 92, that's my father's details there. Registered on the 4th of April 92. And then when we go through the service book, I came off the tools just about a year after this car was built. And that was my service, my colleague Eugene Coyer that signed that book. My boss, Brian Herlihy, signed the next service. And then these are my signatures going back to 93, 94. And he kept this car for 5 years. And
Brilliant.
when he traded it in 97, it had done 79,000 miles. And when I tracked it back 25 years later, it had only done 11,000 miles since.
In 25 years.
It's amazing. It's amazing. So it's been sitting in dry storage and looks absolutely superb.
And I could not believe the condition of it. And it drives just like it did back in the day. It's beautiful.
A lovely shape. Totally different from the convertible, but again.
What
Yeah.
cc is it?
What's that?
What cc is it?
It's a 4 litre straight 6. So even, I mean,
Can we have a look at the bonnet?
it's absolutely pristine under the bonnet as well. All I've done is fitted a water valve to it. That's all I've done. Looks leaky.
It's a lovely big engine.
Nice and clean.
Absolute beauty. Yes, it's a big beauty.
And it drives so well, and it's just, I've been underneath the car as well, and it is as good underneath as it is on top.
What's it like driving? You've got two different types of cars. You've got the coupe and the convertible. How do you feel about them? Is one more sporter than the other to drive, or stiffer suspension, or?
You had the option back in the day of comfort suspension or sports suspension.
Right.
These are both comfort suspension.
Okay.
You'd think the early convertibles, when they came out, they suffered from what's called scuttle shake. Over 30 miles an hour, the whole car would shake.
Yes.
But the last of them, they modified them and they put what they called a cruciform underneath the engine, joining the floor to the front chassis.
Right. To stop the scuttle shake.
It completely stiffened the car up.
Right.
So this drives just as well as the hardtop.
Okay.
But they're not sports cars, they're Grand Tourers.
Grand Tourers, that's right.
You know?
A different thing altogether.
You know, good performance, but they're comfortable
They're
cars.
for comfort. They're for comfort.
I drove this to
Elegant
Wales
comfort.
and
Right.
got out the car after a whole drive down to Wales, and I just nipped down the shops. You're so comfortable.
Well, Roy, thanks for talking.
Yeah, well, thanks very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Nice to see that.
Right.
Thank you.
Hi there, we're here with Mike Burchie. We're at Doune Hill Climb and Classic Car Show. We have an interesting car here which you may have seen before on earlier videos. It's a regular exhibit on the Jaguar Drivers Club Scotland stand. This is a Jaguar 3.4 Mark II. Now, I believe you've had this for a few years, Mike.
43 years.
Oh,
43 years.
So
Wow.
56 years old and I've had it for the last
Wow.
43.
And the car's had quite an interesting life, which I think people have maybe heard before. It was a police car.
It was the Angus Constabulary one of two Jaguars that they had in the 1966 to 69 period.
Right. And also it was used for very special duties, I believe.
Well, it actually accompanied the royal family, escorted them when they made visits to
Balmoral.
Balmoral. Yep.
Right. So
it's got a little bit of fame.
Police escort car.
Yeah.
Now also it's had a bit of a competition life as well. We're here at the historic hill climb at Doune, and this car I believe you used for hill climbs.
Not for hill climbs,
What?
used it for sprints.
Sprints, right.
It was a regular sprint car for me in 1985 to 87 at Kames, Knockhill, Ingleson and Winkey.
Oh, right, so you're basically all over Scotland with it, competing
It
at sprint
it didn't have a trailer. You had to drive it to the event in Wick, which was only a one-day event,
Wow.
not a double header. Drive it up to Wick, compete, and drive
Drive
it
back again. Wow, you were keen, sir. You were keen. Lovely looking car. Maybe have a wee
Yeah, we'll have a
a look round it.
Yep.
You open the door.
Yep.
Nice smell of leather and wood. Real classic old smell.
Here's the interesting bit.
So,
It's had some minor modifications.
Right.
Sir William
So is
Lyons
that-
put on one.
Sorry.
I'm wrecking the stand.
No, you're fine. Fine. Not easy to film and walk backwards. Yeah, sorry, what were you saying there, Mike?
No, Sir William Lyons put on 1 3/4 inch SU carbs.
Okay.
I changed them way back 30 odd years ago to 2 inch
Right.
and put on a later straight port head, a 1968 straight port head.
You've been a busy man.
That increased the engine performance from a 3.4 to the same as a 3.8, if not more.
If not more, yes.
So it's quite lively.
Now, what was the story about earlier? I think you were drying your shoes in there earlier. Was that the case? But
When I arrived
they're
here
not-
this morning with a heavy dew in the rain last night, I
Right.
got my feet wet straight away and my socks. So
So-
the shoes have been drying in there and the socks.
dried them off fine.
And the dried and they're fine.
Well, there you go.
Ah.
My
See,
feet are quite
you can use a
cozy.
Jaguar for anything.
Yeah.
It's not just a show car, it's a
Multi-purpose.
shopping car, and also you can do it for drying things. Well, thanks for talking to us, Mike.
That's all, gentlemen. Thank you just now.
Thank you.
Yep. Okay. Hi there. We're here with Gino Caposo. We're at Doune Historic Hill Climb and Classic Car Show. We have a rather nice car here. We don't just show classic cars and vintage cars on the Jaguar Drivers Club Scotland stand. We have more modern cars. What have we got here today, Gino?
We've got a 2003 XG 4.2 V8.
Right. And how long have you had this one for?
We've had this 6 years now.
6 years, right? And you got a right good shine in it there. It's a nice. What colour is that?
That's metallic British racing green.
A metallic British racing green. There
Yeah,
you go.
great.
That's why it looks so well. And also it looks different in the fact that it's got the metallic look about it. What to do? Do you want to have a walk round the car?
Yeah, it's got nice leather inside as well, hasn't it?
Yes. Oh, sorry. There you go. Have a look inside there. Your typical Jaguar, beautiful leather, plush, and you've got your wooden dash and part wooden wheel. What sort of miles per gallon do you get with this?
We're actually cheat slightly because we run it on LPG.
Oh right, so it's an LPG.
So we, because we use it daily, it's a
Right.
bit more economical to run.
Well, when you look at it here as a show car, all washed and polished up, and you think this car is used every day, you've done a fantastic job. It's like,
The wood's very unusual.
eh?
The wood is an unusual colour.
Yes, it is.
Maple.
Maple.
There you go.
And the seats, is that ivory?
Yeah, I think it's ivory.
It's
Maple
a
and
lovely
ivory.
colour combination actually.
It is.
And actually, I mean, considering the car is used every day, it's in fantastic condition as a show car. It's nice to see the modern cars at the shows as well. It lets people see the full Jaguar range. Well, Gino, thank you for talking to us. It was nice to see your car.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Are we all right, ready to go? Here we are with Joe McCall. We're at Doune Hill Climbing Classic Car Show. This is a lovely car here. It's won quite a few awards recently. Joe, can you tell us how long have you had the car for?
23 years. My wife bought me for my 50th birthday. I only had one owner, a guy called David Pitt, was a dentist for Devon. He came from Devon to Aberdeen, went from Aberdeen to Texas, taking the car with him. We got it sorted out there. Unfortunately, the guy died 2 years later.
Right.
Came over, tidied up the estate, brought the car back. Because it's not manual steering, it is manual steering, it's no power steering, they couldn't drive it. So they put it up to auction. My wife had bought it for me.
Very good.
Two of the cars I've got, it's a great car. One owner for you, and it's only done under 50,000 miles.
Can we have a look inside?
Yes. I think this is one that you tried to get a look inside before, and it was locked that time.
Oh yes, it was locked a couple of weeks ago.
That's why I locked it.
That's what
Yeah.
it was.
He's trying to steal my
He's
sandwiches.
frightened I was going to take it up the hill climb.
Are you going up the hill climb?
Yeah.
Right, here we are at Doune Hill Climbing Classic Car Show. I'm here with Ali McMillan.
How you doing? You alright?
Not
Hello.
bad at all. Of McMillan Jaguar, and we have something very special for you to see today. What have we got today, Ali?
1998 XK8 4 litre Z-Max. Probably one of only maybe 10 in the country. As you can see, fantastic car. What can I say about it? 20 inch supine split rim alloy wheels. I've actually modified it to take M5 brakes, BMW M5 brakes. I know that's a bad word in the Jaguar, but
That's all right, you know. Again, it's a customised, so it's allowed.
it's the wide body version. You can get them obviously in narrow body as well, but
Right.
it's,
The wide body is a fantastic effect. You can see that yourself. Really
the
stands
narrow
out.
body is the same,
Right.
but obviously narrower, but it's got the same cutouts on the wings and things
Yeah.
like that.
It's just the shape and, and the style, just it's outstanding.
When I actually found the car, it was derelict. Obviously somebody had commissioned building it maybe 10-15 years ago.
Right.
I found it derelict at the side of a guy's house. Wee bit of persuasion, I managed to get him to buy it. I managed to buy it,
Yes.
and it took 2 years to restore it.
What about what year is it?
It's a 98.
It's a 98. Right.
Yep.
And how long have you had it for?
I've probably had it maybe 3-4 years now.
Right. And that took a couple of years for you
A
to.
couple of years to just not full on, but
No.
just kind of weekends and things like that.
So come we have a look, come we have a look inside and see what's the cockpit's like. So how would you describe it? Would you say it's a customised car? Or would you say is it a modified? What would be
I would
the
say I would call it modified more than anything.
modified? Right.
It's quite a low mile. The base car was quite a low mileage. 59,000 miles is all it's done.
Right.
Do you guys want to come up in this batch?
What else can I say about it?
I like to see the
Carbon.
tail fin.
Yeah, it's genuine carbon spoiler, and these French din lights. This is a kind of Z-Max feature.
Yes, that's an interesting spoiler you've got on the back there, Ali.
Yeah, full genuine carbon fibre, and it came with the plate and everything on it. A real bonus.
Fantastic.
Yeah,
Right.
real bonus.
And what about the exhaust in the back there?
It's had a, you might, I don't know if you heard it coming in, but it's had a back box delete, so it sounds that wee bit more burbling.
I did hear the growl.
Yeah,
Growl.
it's growly, yeah, it's on it.
Yeah, it's definitely a growler.
Mhm.
What about the back lights? That's certainly.
I was explaining earlier, that's a kind of Z-Max feature.
All right.
They're French in, and so most of the Z-Max you'll find
It's
have
like
got
that.
that kind of light, yeah.
Right. And did you have a look round the other side and the front? The front's got an interesting bonnet, and
Yep.
also the two
These the colour flashes, they're actually painted on. They're not stickers. I actually done that myself, that's my own design.
Right.
Same with the stripes here. And on the bonnet, these are all painted. And this orange is actually luminous. So you get it kind of shines at night.
That shines at night.
Yes, yeah. It's the same kind of orange you get on the recovery trucks.
Yes.
It's that kind of type of
Yeah,
paint
it's
that's on it,
not quite the day glow.
Yeah, and the mirrors as well.
You must admit, a fantastic shape. Just the whole.
Even driving here.
Right.
You know, the people are just kind of straining their necks looking
Oh,
at it.
because they're looking, they're going, what is that?
What is it? Yeah,
You know?
it's mistaken for a Supra all the time.
Right.
You know, but
It's
that
similar.
kind of, yeah, but
a lot bigger.
It's a wee bit bigger.
Bigger than the Supra, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's certainly, it's still with the front with the grille and the XKR type grills at the front.
Yeah.
It's certainly, it's got the Jaguar. The Jaguar.
Oh, it's unmistakable. In my mind, it's unmistakably a
It's
Jaguar,
unmistakable.
You know?
I mean, honestly, at any of the car shows, this is the car that people come to see.
I don't think it's out of place here, really.
No, it's not out of place at all. Matter of fact, I would say it's one of the most talked about cars in Scotland at the moment.
Yeah.
Because it's totally, well,
Unique.
It's unique. That is the word for it.
I actually don't know of another one in Scotland.
No, I don't.
There's quite a few down south, but not up here.
I don't know another in Scotland, and it's one of the nicest you'll see around.
Yeah.
Well, nice talking to you, Ali.
Yeah,
Nice
cheers.
to hear about your car.
Nice.
Have a good day.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks a lot.
Cheers. This is mine, but I might just make a mistake and go home in this. What do you think? I'll switch the keys